Right. Don't need any heat just now. We'll head off into the wild grey yonder. Okay, here we go. Okay, a lot less stress about the journey home because no worries about getting here for the booking. I mean, if I'd turned up late, it probably went okay. It was just a huge tyre. It would have been absolutely fine. Had a bit of a chat with the sales guy because he was a bit cheeky. After only owning this bike 2 years, he sent me an email saying, it's time to change up, isn't it? Time to get a new one? Well, no, not quite yet. However, he did say, they started talking about what's the difference between this one and the one they can currently offer. It is pretty much exactly the same. It's the same model, it's the same engine size, it's the same plastics, it's the same colour. There would be absolutely no point, other than maybe I might want to change one or two of the options. But there's absolutely no point in buying a new bike just for that, as far as I can see. He said the lead time is... He measured it in weeks. I mean, it's maybe up to 3 months, 7 to 12 weeks, or 6 to 10 weeks, or those are the kind of timescales you're talking about for a new one that you've spec'd out yourself. I had to ask the question because I've got a year left on the finance on this, and got to be prepared for ordering another one. But I didn't have to ask him about the 1300cc engine. It's been rumoured. I guess BMW have already announced that they're going to put it in the GS. And he said straight away, well, we've got no idea if they're going to put it in the RT. Kind of BMW don't tell us anything kind of talk. They keep their cards close to their chest, I guess. And with only a year to go, it's like, well, I might want to, if they don't announce a 1300 for this bike in the next year, then I might just be keeping this one and extending that finance. Because one of the worst things I could do was in a year's time get another 1250 RT and then 3 months later BMW announce the 1300. That would just be, oh God! So we'll wait and see on that. And in sending me that email, he's just doing his job. He's obviously there to sell bikes. If he happens to catch someone in the mood for a new bike, then he's lapped out, hasn't he? But he absolutely did do his job, as far as I can see, because he remembered my name, no prompting. Okay, bit of road positioning there. Put myself out there to say you are not coming into my lane, unlike this guy. Some cars it works with, some cars it doesn't. You have to be aware of the law of gross tonnage and be ready to move the hell out of the way if they've decided they're going to bully their way through. But psychologically, if you come up against a situation where, the road is narrowed because of parked cars, if you get there first and you put yourself out there right in the middle, make it quite obvious that you may be a motorcycle, but you're going to be assertive, quite often they will stop and let you through. Okay, so my heated jacket is now kicking in. That feels quite nice. I haven't actually switched the gloves on yet, and I think with my experience of trying to get the heated jacket switched on while I'm moving, that wasn't great. I think you do need to stop. I've got the heated grips on, so my hands aren't desperately cold right now. But the heated grips obviously warm up the inside part of your hand, the bit of your hand that's curled around the grip. They don't heat up the outside of the hand that are out in the wind. Oh, straight away, that feels lovely. Even not just at a low setting, that feels absolutely lovely. Yeah, so far, this Kai's heated stuff has been awesome. I've not exactly racked up hundreds of thousands of miles on it though. So I don't know, how long it's going to actually last before maybe, wires start breaking, that kind of thing. So I've ridden with it up to Scotland and back. Because of the issues in Scotland, I only had really one full day of riding around Scotland before coming back. So that's maybe 5 days worth of riding. I took a couple of days to get up there, a couple of days to get back, and should have had 4 days riding, but in actual fact it was just the one. But this heated stuff worked absolutely brilliantly all the way through, and it's still working now. So even though I didn't actually need it all the time, obviously that amount of mileage of moving around on the bike and bending the elbows and all that kind of stuff, the kind of thing that you would expect to cause stress on the heating elements, absolutely no problem. And we've got what is hopefully a more complete test at the end of March, where I have a motorcycle tour where I actually get to ride every single day. Yeah, goodness. So we're going up to Scotland again. Well, I say we, me and my brother, my brother lives in the Manchester region. He rides a lot more year round than I do. Yes, I have a much longer history of motorcycling, but he's probably racked up more miles in the shorter time he's had. And for some reason he has absolutely no qualms with going up to Scotland this time of year. Last year he said, first week of April, how about it? And I'm going, ah! But it was great. I guess there was a little bit of rain, but other than that, we lucked out. The weather's been a bit weird this year, but maybe all the rubbish stuff is gone, and that means that we'll be in, balmy 80 degrees freakish weather for the whole week. That would be great. Except, of course, I'm going kitted out for a colder time, so if it is 80 degrees the whole time, yeah, that might not be so good. I mean, you might laugh at that, but a couple of years ago, 1 February, we did actually have a few days of 80 degrees. It was, you know, one of those freak events. And I thoroughly enjoyed it, obviously. I was very fortunate to have actually booked a week off that week. So I was gobsmacked. It's like, wow, get the bike out of the garage a month early. Ground all over the road. You gonna stop? No, I didn't think you were. I wonder if my key fob has got a problem. Because I just put a new battery in it and it's complaining that it's not in range. We are starting to get a few spits of rain. As long as it stays at just a few spits, I'm going to be fine. Now I have a decision to make as to whether I follow the sat-nav on the country road or whether I stay on the more main roads for a bit of more confidence building, at the risk of having to go through tons of roadworks and average speed zones and all that kind of stuff. I think we'll be fine. Let's go the interesting way. Take it nice and easy. Yes, my advanced skills are definitely very rusty at the moment. I didn't notice what the speed limit was and had to look down at the sat-nav to try and remind me. So it's obviously a bit of information I didn't take in. Obviously I noticed the reminder sign there, but I didn't see the change. So some really nasty, slippy stuff. Pretty fine as long as you keep the bike upright, I guess. You start trying to lean it over around these bits, you're asking for trouble, I guess. I'm not cold at all now. This is great, even my legs. You know, I guess there's the idea of keeping your core temperature warm. So I've got the jacket on a low, the gloves are on a low, the heated grips are on a 2 out of 5, and the seats on a 2 out of 5. And my legs are not feeling it at all. I mentioned on the way down that in the 9-degree temperatures, I was beginning to feel, well, my legs were beginning to feel that there was a chill around them. But that is just not a thing at the moment. Oh yeah, so earlier on the way out I mentioned that I'd purchased a couple of sets of base layers, a jersey and long johns. They're merino wool, a combination of actually merino wool and synthetic fabric. I do worry about the presence of synthetic fabric. My experience from snowboarding is that the pure synthetic base layers get very smelly, very smelly. There's a phrase, sorry guys at Helly Hansen, there's this phrase, smelly Helly, in the snowboarding community, skiing community. As soon as you switch to merino wool, pure merino wool, that problem disappears. And merino wool doesn't have the itchy horribleness that lamb's wool has. Merino wool is just a magnificent fabric. The manufacturer is Halverson's, same as my outer trousers here. So it's their synthetic fabric that's a mix. So we'll see whether it has the smelly problem or whether it doesn't. But so far, I'm very, very comfortable in it. Not cold at all. And it's what now, yeah, 8 degrees C and slightly raining. So that, the combination of that and the Kais stuff seems to work very well. The Kais jacket does say you need a base layer that covers your arms. It says do not wear the jacket over bare skin. So t-shirts aren't good enough, so I kind of had to go and buy some more base layers just for that reason. But yeah, it's really good so far. The only downside, not just that it's Halverson's and it's expensive, but merino wool is also very expensive. So the only downside to it is the cost. So one set of base layers was 140 quid pretty much. And, you know, you think, wow, that's a lot of money. It is obviously for the purposes of weather resistance. And so it isn't leisure casual wear or anything. It's there to do a job. And yes, assuming it doesn't stink to high heaven by the time I take it off this evening. And maybe I'll add in a little bit on the editing right here to say whether it did or not. Assuming that's the case, then I can thoroughly recommend it. Of course, other manufacturers of merino wool gear are available. Nice little bit of road this. Don't want to put the kibosh on it with sod's law too soon, but Not much in the way of gravel, not much in the way of... Got to watch out for that. Sort of farmer's slurry and all that kind of all over the road. Yeah, general tip there, if you see a cyclist coming the other way and you can't see further down the road, you got to expect that any car or van coming the other way is going to want to overtake that cyclist and will think they have a right to move out into the middle of the road to do that, even if you're coming the other way. You do need to be aware of that when you see a cyclist coming the other way. Yeah, getting the gravel back, the low speed areas. I wonder if it's because that was a higher speed limit section back there. The cars fling the gravel away from the road more easily. And I'm assuming this is leftovers from surface dressing, all this gravel. It's not the time of year for surface dressing, so I'm assuming it's gravel left over from last year's surface dressing. Tank reserve level reached, I see. Okay, coming back up to the main road now, having bypassed all of the average speed limit cameras and the that little horrible section of temporary roadworks, and actually having a thoroughly pleasant time. That was a very, very nice little road to ride down. Okay, let's come to a stop. But pretty damn good today, I think, for a first ride of the year. I don't think it's very often that I get out this early. It looks like we've been a bit lucky with the weather. The real cold temperatures, the nighttime cold temperatures, have held off since the last rains, which means I don't think the council's put a whole shed load of new salt down. I'll probably need to wash the bike again before I go to Scotland anyway, because I know my brother will probably make a comment or two. Maybe I'll cut that bit out of the video. I guess that will pretty much do it for this video. It's mostly dual carriageway from here, boring stuff. So yeah, if you liked the video, please click the thumbs up button. If you genuinely, or generally, either, like the content of the channel, consider giving it a subscribe and clicking the notification bell. If you would be so kind. And hopefully it won't be too long before there's another video out. Ride safe, everyone.